The Foo Fighters, one of the clients of Silva Artist Management, one of the biggest rock and roll management firms on the planet. I think managers are underrated and underappreciated by the general public, and every once in a while I want to give them some props, you know? Next, a look at what went on in 1978.
More of the secret history of rock coming up. Back to the secret history of rock with Alan Cross.
This week, our look back focuses on 1978. That was when serial killer Ted Bundy was finally caught in Florida. There's a story that says that Deborah Harry of Blondie was once approached by Bundy in the early 1970s, but she decided not to get into his VW Beetle. Some people say this never happened, but she's convinced that the guy in the Volkswagen was him. Speaking of serial killers, 1978 was the year of David Berkowitz, the Son of Sam killer. There was Richard Chase, the vampire of Sacramento. There was the Hillside Strangler in Los Angeles. Pope Paul VI died and was replaced by Pope John Paul, who died himself 33 days later, opening the door for Pope John Paul II, the first ever Polish pope. And Ford recalled the Pinto when people realized that the damn thing could explode if you hit it from behind. You know, my first car was a Pinto, 1973. In music, it was all about the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. That album hit #1 on the charts in January and did not move from that spot until July. There were a couple of big concerts. California Jam 2 was at Ontario Motor Speedway in California. They get about 300,000 people. And then there was Canada Jam at Mossport, east of Toronto, 80,000 people. The Village people played. Keith Richards was given a 1-year suspended sentence over a heroin bust in 1977 in Toronto, and he was ordered to play a concert for the blind in Oshawa. Groups that formed in 1978 included Social Distortion, Echo and the Bunnymen, Simple Minds, UB40, The Go-Go's, and Pulp. Yes, that Pulp. They've been around that long. Splits that year involved Television, Bebop Deluxe, and the Sex Pistols. On November 2nd, 1978, the Police released their debut record. The whole thing was recorded for about $2,000 over a 6-month period. It was kind of punky, but not punk at all. It was reggae, it was ska, it was pop, but there was some punk in there too someplace. Nobody really knew what to make of it. Manager Miles Copeland, the brother of drummer Stuart Copeland, took a demo of a song Sting wrote after meeting a hooker in Paris. He gave her the name Roxanne after the character in the play Cyrano de Bergerac. Why would he do that? Well, because there was a poster for that play hanging in the hotel lobby where the band was staying at that time in Paris. A&M Records said, all right, we'll release it, but just as a single. Just no album deal here. But when the single started to sell, they said, okay, we'll sign you.